double red mage and white mage, with red mage, black mage, and white mage with a... I guess they're gonna power up their black belt, and we're off. Right, let me know if I am behind a bit so I can refresh, but we have Lightning 2 on the Black Magic Shop. That's gonna help. I saw White Magic Shop has Life. That's pretty good. I don't know if the Red Mage can learn Life because it seems that Mia didn't... It seems as Maya didn't buy any White Magic. They both bought Lightning 2, of course. But I didn't see Mia buy any White Magic, and I think I saw Purity the cat buy Life. So yeah, they're gonna do their... Oh no, I think ichbinmiah decides to go straight to Garland, while Purity decides to do the standard, kill the first set of imps, go back to town, restock on a few, heal potions, maybe a Kamen or two. And I guess Purity's decided to get level 3. I don't recommend that for round 1 or 2 flags since it's so easy. I mean, you're not usually going to get something that's going to kill you. Going straight to Garden at level 1 is always risky, but it usually pays off, just like we're seeing. He decides not to check the chests in there. I guess he's gonna go the strat of going straight to Garland and then coming back after getting the ship. I feel like that is a little bit more time consuming than just straight up checking the chests the first time you get into Temple of Fiends, but I haven't tested that. I would have to test it to see if that is true or not. So Purity decides to get a few life spells, heals, and the Invis. I would probably forego getting Invis 1 since it's not usually used. But heal and life is definitely a keepers. Deciding to get a few heal potions, I do not hate on that. Heal potions are always good. Even if you have white mages, I feel like 20 or 30 potions for the Marsh Cape is recommended. Mia decides to get a wooden armor. I thought he was gonna get some copper bracelets. They're not usually that good. I would save my money for the silver ones. Roo! Hello, gentleman Joey. Welcome. More leveling up for Purity. Purity's gonna go to Garland. Level 4 is a decent level. Usually you want to kill Garland within the first you wanna save the princess at the 3 minute 30 seconds mark or 4 minute mark if you get to level 2 before going to Garland. But Purity is deciding to go check the chests. He's gonna find gold, which is always good. Sometimes you really need gold if you don't get any for the level 4 magic shops. We got our first set of wolves! That's not gonna be the last of them. Plenty of more rules to come. And we got some spiders pecking away at Purity. Purity deciding to get to Garland. Let's see what we got on Matoya's Cape. We got a silver gauntlet, which is not useful for him since he has no fighter. Heal potion and very little gold, like change gold. Reset is a good option there. Purity deciding to kill some more and gets level 5. That's a really safe level to be on that area, actually. I don't hate on getting levels early because usually you want to be level 10 when you get to Volcano to be safe. Especially if you get a few silver bracelets, not gauntlets. Purity making quick work of Garland. We got some ogres. I usually would not kill them. They're not that worth it with max XP and gold bonus. Let's see what we got on the White Magic Shop. We got Cure 3 and 4 and Abyss 2. I would only take Cure 4 and Abyss 2. I would not buy Cure 3. Yeah, it's just redundant to have Cure 4 and 3 in the same slot. Ice 2, good spell, really good for the fires if you want to get to level 14 or 15 before going down deeper into a volcano. They do a lot of damage to those fires. Even Ice 2 is really, really good for the fires, so pick that up if you can. Of course, Ice 3 being the best one. Purity deciding to get some heal potions and stock of some softs. Usually I forget to get softs and I get stoned and I die and I rage and I table flip, so that's a good choice on Purity to get some a few soft potions. We got Maya getting some pirates, making quick work of those pirates, and he gets level 4. No, pirates are a really good source of money if you're missing some, so that'll allow you to buy either potions or silver bracelet if you need some, and they're cheap. Getting a house is good. If you need to go to the Marsh Cave, you can level up on the way to the Marsh Cave if you have 2 houses. If you only have 1 house, you should usually just save your spells until you go into the Marsh Cave, and then you check the top floor of the Marsh Cave, and then you run out or exit out, and then use a house, and then go back in, and then go back down. So that'll keep you up in levels and money, and you'll be pretty set to go to the volcano. But I think ichbinmiah just decided to get 1 house. I'm not sure. We'll have to check that later. Purity deciding to go into Matoya's Cape, and he'll find the same thing: silver gauntlet, heal potion, and gold. And also does a reset like Mia did, so that's a good choice. More wolves, 3rd set of wolves this time. And decides to run away from them. Could have killed them if... yeah, you have lightning too. Oh, he's doing the run away with everyone and just lightning 2 with one of them. That's a good strat. You can get it either way. You're guaranteed to finish the fight relatively fast. It's a lot better than running away with everyone and not being able to, which wastes another set of attacks from the enemies. And here comes the small time deficit that ichbinmiah has for not checking the chests in the Temple of Fiends. So even though it looks like Mia has a like, I don't know, 45 seconds, a minute lead, or a minute and a half, because Purity decided to level up so much at the start, this he still has to do this, so this will close the gap a little bit between them. Alright, and Purity deciding to go to the pirates himself. It's gonna be a relatively quick fight with double lightning 2. So while ichbinmiah decides to go to the dwarf cave, let's talk about a little bit of the party compositions. Double red mage is always good because it's like having 4 mages, like right there. Plus the white mage, you have 5 mages right there if the spells are in the appropriate slots. Like, for example, if you have Fate and Nuke on different slots and the red mages can learn it, it's like you have 2 mages in one, like right there. You have a ton of damage potential with those spells. TNT for ichbinmiah, he's gonna go straight to the lazy dwarf who doesn't want to work. Gonna turn in that TNT, and I assume that he's gonna go straight into Elfland to check some spells. Purity deciding to buy some armor. That's not a bad choice. I would not buy Kappa, but I guess it's okay. I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. More wolves for Mia. Purity deciding to get a silver sword. That's not a bad choice. You have, well, they have lightning 2 and ice 2, so I'd probably just buy 1 silver sword. I don't see, well, I guess it could come in handy if you don't get any good spells in Elfland and Melmond. So Purity is gonna have a little bit more of melee damage than Mia. So that might come into play. We'll see. We'll see. A bunch of sea hacks. Lightning 2 will make quick work of them. I didn't see what level Mia's party is. So let's see if he levels up right here. Oh, level 7. That's okay. He could get level 8 or 9 heading into it's Volcano. And yeah, he is going to check the Elfland shop. That is a given. I mean, it's really important to check the level 3 and 4 shops, since you're guaranteed to have at least 1 or 2 charges of level 4 and 3 of level 3. You could get some really good spells. Purity finding the TNT, gonna go get that Lazy Dwarf too. So yeah, they're not that far apart, as you can see, even though it looked like it was a little bit of a lead for ichbinmiah. That's closing up really fast. Ice 3 and Warp, really good spells. Ice 3 is going to be devastating for the rest of the game, for anything he encounters, especially waters and fires. Like right now, the fires are going to be easy pickings for a few levels if he needs to. Exit and Harm 2, I guess Harm 2 is okay if you're going into Ice Cape or Marsh Cape, but if you're not going on Ice Cape or Marsh Cape, then yeah, I am 50 seconds early on Purity side. Alright, let me do a refresh. Let's see if I can sync up a little bit better if I refresh. Alright, so we are back. I just refreshed rules for Purity. Alright, so anything interesting happening? I don't think so. Purity going back is gonna go to Elf Town, which is a good choice. I did not see level 4 magic shop, so somebody's gonna have to give me a heads up on where. Oh no, he's about to go to level 4. So let's see what we have. Fog 2, always a good spell. I would take Heal 2 instead of Fog 2. He decides not to get any. Heal 2 would be really good. I would. Oh, he doesn't have any money. Useless spells for level 4. Bane is not useful. Now that you have Ice 3, Ice 2, and Lightning 2. Purity deciding to not buy Exit. I don't know why. Exit is really good to have. Let's see. Maybe he's trying to see if there's anything better here. Oh no, Purity doesn't have any money either. So this is what I mean, like getting those early chests in Matoya's Cave. If you have any money and in the Temple of Fiends, like you need that money. You need a lot of that money to get those nice spells. Oh, but they have Warp. Okay, so Exit is not that big of a deal if they have Warp. Which is, I guess, the more cheaper spell. Alright, let's see. Sea hacks for Purity. They're both heading over to Volcano now, so the gap is like really, really close. It's not like that big when they first started. So see, I don't know exactly what happened to get the gap to close like that, because that early level 1 Garland from ichbinmiah, I don't know if that's worth it, or well, not worth it, but if that really saves time. If you're not going to check the chests in the Temple of Fiends, because you guys saw it, you have to go back and check those chests anyway. So getting an early level 2, buying a few stuff to be safe, and going into Temple of Fiends and doing everything at the start is, I guess, the same as going in at level 1. But again, we would have to test it fast for ichbinmiah. He doesn't have any money for it, I think. Purity deciding to just forgo the level 5 shop. I guess that's a good choice if you don't have any money. Just go straight into Volcano and just power level that black belt early. Because after Volcano, you're gonna have a ton of money. You're not gonna have to worry about money unless you buy extremely costly spells, level 6 and 7. So once again, while we wait for these runners to get to their respective areas, let's drop them a follow. Hopefully the command works. It does work, yeah. Alright, drop them a follow, because this is potentially going to be either one of these runners' last match. Remember, this is the lower bracket. Whoever wins moves on, whoever loses is out of the tournament. You're out. Because some EXPs are always really good to fight, especially if you have like Ice 3, which they do. And Ice 2, I guess it's okay also, as long as they don't hit extremely hard. But with 2 mages, yeah, he's making quick work of those EXPs, so that's really freaking good. Getting those EXPs early. You're guaranteed to get a level with them, and they also give a lot of money if you're falling behind in, heal potions, or you want to buy a house, which you probably should get a house or 2 heading into Volcano. Alright, Purity gets the canoe, so Purity is in the lead now, progression-wise. I think ichbinmiah is a little bit better prepared equipment-wise, but I think that's not the case anymore, because Purity just decided to restock on a few items. So I would probably give the lead to Purity right now, based on that little bit of progression they have, but that's not enough to decide who's gonna win. Oh, I'm still far ahead of the Purity stream. Okay, how can I fix this? Kappa. Okay, I'm gonna pause it. Let's see if that works. Kappa. Sorry about that. All right, let me see if I can fix this. Let me go into Purity's stream and let's see if I can sync up the thingies. While everybody goes to Volcano, I'm gonna try and fix this. Everyone, hold on, Kappa. All right, Purity just head into Volcano. Let's see. Yeah, that would be very helpful, DD Gamings, please, and thank you. Let's see if this helps, because this is an important race. We need to keep everything going smoothly. This is the potential last race for these runners. All right. So we got Purity on some more EXPs in the Volcano, while ichbinmiah is still buying things. Did he buy any? He bought 1 silver bracelet. He doesn't have any money for them. Alright, Purity deciding to check some chests here. Finds the Zeus Gauntlet and the Mage Staff. That's a lot more important if you don't have a lot of mages, but if you're gonna go solo black belt, that Zeus Gauntlet is going to really help. If you're going solo black belt and you're in the sea shrine to kill those sea hags, that large group of unrunnable sea hags, they are just time consuming if you don't have any AoE. And if you happen to find some, or if you need to go into Ice Cape with just a black belt, that Mage Staff is gonna make quick work of the undead, or some Frost Rurus. Ruru. Okay. EXPs for ichbinmiah. He's gonna kill them. I would kill them. So that's a good choice. All right. Let's see. So everything standard. Purity is gonna go check the last set of chests. Probably warp out, use a house, and go back in to finish. Or probably do the. Agama grind. I wonder if he's gonna level to 13 or 14 here. I would definitely try and level on these fires to level 13 or 14. I mean, because you have the black shirt. You have Ice 2 and Ice 3. You have 2 red mages, so there's no reason for you to not level to 14 and just go straight down to the Agamas. Now, why do we need to level to 14 before going down to the Agamas? Well, you don't, really. You can just go. But level 14 on your black belt is usually a good spot to be in to round those Agamas. And he runs into some red gargoyles. They can kill Purity if they both decide to do fire too, which is not the case. Make quick work of them. That's good. Alright. Doing the required house, going back in, and Purity decides to... Oh no, he didn't check the chests in the beginning, so that's the Moss Moon. I guess you can go like that, because the Black Belt's gonna be able to one-shot, probably one-shot the Agamas now, if they didn't roll higher than average HP. And an Opal Bracelet. That Black Belt is decently equipped. He's above average. Like, usually you go in with, I don't know, a Silver Bracelet and maybe a Pro Ring if you find one. ichbinmiah finding some more red gargoyles. Both of them are on red gargoyles. Nobody dies though. I probably use Lightning 2 instead of Ice 3 because they're resistant to ice. Runs away. They both survived that red gargoyle encounter. So yeah, remember that this is round 1 flags. And round 1 flags, yeah, all the enemies have their original spells. That means that obviously red gargoyles have fire 2, mancats are going to have fire 2, gas dragons are going to have poison, all those nasty spells that you don't want to see. They're both checking the last set of chests. Indeed, Gentleman Joey, this is round 1 flags. This is the lower bracket. Whoever wins moves on. Whoever loses is out. They are out. Alright, so I want to touch a little bit more on the party composition. I tend to prefer black mages over red mages because of the guaranteed spells that you can get without the tail. But double red mage is proving to be a little bit more powerful this time. Especially if you get... Well, they didn't get early Nuke or Fade, so I guess it's a bit even. It's gonna come down to who does the best in this volcano. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna try and... I'll try and answer your questions. Sorry for not paying attention to chat that much, because there's a lot of action going on in this race right now. There are a lot of red gargoyles, a lot of close calls, a lot of stuff they're finding, and there's a whole bunch to talk about. There's never a dull moment. So yeah, Secret Lady, yes, for round 1 and round 2 flags, I would average like an hour 45 to 2 hours 15, like DD Gaming said, depending on the seed. But usually you get like an hour 30 to 2 hours, because you usually kind of know what's gonna happen or can anticipate what's gonna happen. It's not crazy like round 3 flags. You're gonna have a lot of fun watching round 3 flags when we get there. But for now, it's pretty standard. Things are pretty standard. Alrighty, so let's see what Purity finds on the chest. More gold. Red Giants. Red Giants are hit really hard. The Red Giants hit extremely hard if you get two of them and you only have one black belt. They can kill you if they attack first. No, that's okay. I think I can handle his commentary. No worries. Usually it slows down after this volcano. Like, the most hectic part is the start, because everything is so close up to this point. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that a little bit. We got the ruby. I will also talk about that in a little bit. So, you're gonna notice that unless there's something extremely strange at the beginning, like some enemies with really dangerous spells, both runners are gonna be kind of neck and neck, as we saw. The point where somebody starts getting the leads and you usually kind of can guess who's gonna win is at this point. Like in the volcano right here is usually where paths deviate. So after the volcano, it usually calms down and it's not as chaotic anymore. Now, going back, Purity found a ruby, and we haven't found the floater either. That means that if you don't find the floater here, you can either go to Earth Cape and do the Earth Cape, or have the choice to go to Ice Cape. You can also go to Ordeals, but usually that's not a good idea to go to Ordeals. Having Ice Cape so close to Volcano, and having a lot more chests to check than Ordeals. It's a more dangerous place, yes, but it has more possibilities to have a quest item. Or something really good. But since you have the ruby, if you go to Earth Cape, you're going to be checking a lot of chests and doing a required dungeon. So you're taking a big gamble if one of these runners goes to Ice Cape, because with the ruby, if you don't find anything good in Ice Cape, then you're probably going to be behind. So that's what I mean, that paths deviate, and you usually see somebody taking the lead after Volcano. This is like the crossroads. This is the point. This is the point that we are all kind of more interested in. Alright, so it seems that Purity decides not to power level the black belt. I guess that's a good choice, because for round 1 flags, you don't really need to do the power leveling, and he gets blazed. Fortunately, blazed Kappa. But yeah, luckily everybody survived. Even if somebody didn't survive, the white mage has life. I don't know if the red mages were able to learn life, but he has life on his white mage, so he's relatively safe. Level 15 is also really good to be at with 4 party members. You can usually do good in the volcano. I would be kind of worried going into the Kari fight at level 15, but with a Masmune, you're gonna be guaranteed to be able to... Well, not guaranteed, like I would say an 85-90% chance to beat that fiend. Oh no, wait. Purity is deciding to go back. Wow, that's an interesting strategy. Like, ichbinmiah picked up the ruby. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Purity's strat is going to pay off, because Purity got blazed in the face, and had to use a lot of healing potions or some healing spells. But yeah, I think Purity is going to do the solo black belt. Yeah, he's going to do the solo black belt grind, because he's not healing up his mages. It is a little bit hard, but I have a lot of experience. I've been playing this randomizer since I think it started. So I have a lot of experience, and I can kind of tell what's gonna happen. barring a few deviations. Like, for example, Purity deciding to check the chest down in the Red Dragon before doing the grind. I thought that Purity was not going to do the grind and just head straight to Kari with his 4 party members. But it was mistaken. Like, those little deviations are usually the things that kind of change. And that's what's interesting about this randomizer, because you never know what's going to happen, and you never know what the runners are going to decide to do. Like, there's a lot of room to come up with new strategies and new play styles. So ichbinmiah is I think he's doing the Agama grind, right? Oh no, he also went down to the Red Dragon chest. I wonder if I'm gonna call that he's gonna go back to do the grind. No, he's not, because he would have killed that Agama. Yeah, he would have killed that Agama if he was gonna do the grind. He's deciding to go straight into Kari. So, the way that you defeat the solo black belt power grind, especially with round 1 and 2 flags, is what ichbinmiah is doing. You have to not do any grinds and just go straight to chaos with your 4 party members. Why? You have a lot more advantage and a lot more time saving going to Kari without power leveling, and in the early and middle game. But in the late game, if you don't get a considerable lead over the person who did the solo black belt, Temple of Fiends is going to stop. Like, Temple of Fiends Revisited is going to be a lot more difficult for the 4 party member composition. And it's going to be a lot easier for the solo black belt. So ichbinmiah needs to get a decent, considerable lead over Purity in the middle game right now. And keep that lead. Because he's going to be stopped a bit in the Temple of Fiends. Especially if they both do the manipulation, the solo black belt is just going to destroy those fiends, while ichbinmiah is probably going to struggle in a few of them. Maybe even wipe. I don't know yet. So that's the thing. I mean, that's just my opinion with what I've seen. Usually, yeah, the solo black belt is really strong late game, and not the best mid game, because you have to run away from so many fights. Whereas a 4 party member composition, you're going to be able to run away from a lot of fights and just keep going without wasting any time. Alright, ichbinmiah is done with the Kari fight. While Purity is doing the solo black belt. I wonder how much he's going to level up his black belt. Having the Moss Moon, well, no. Like I always tested, if you have a solo black belt, going into Kari at level 25 is still very risky, because Kari can still kill you at level 25. That's why usually I use my dumb strats of double black belt to go at level 25 and guarantee that if one of the black belts die, the other one can still pull ahead. But I think Purity is doing the correct choice of leveling a bit further to get that safe area against Kari. And yeah, it all depends on how fast ichbinmiah decides to go. He needs to keep that lead up to Temple of Fiends. If not, Purity is going to plow through Temple of Fiends easily and just beat him. We got the bottle too. I wonder if he's gonna buy it. Oh, he does buy it, okay. You remove the delay on Purity's side for now. Am I still ahead of Purity? If so, let me know how to fix that. Because it's gotta be annoying for you viewers if I'm really ahead of Purity. I apologize for that. I think it's fine. Okay. Alright, that's good. No, Secret Lady. Having a solo black belt is extremely powerful. You should not worry about Purity right now. You should worry if ichbinmiah keeps that small lead that he's gonna get for not leveling. But there's still a possibility that he might die somewhere and Purity is going to pull ahead. If Purity pulls ahead somehow, then Purity is probably gonna win this because of that super strong black belt. So this is probably all dependent on how Mia decides to play the rest of the game and not die. Yeah, black belt is super strong. Like, he's one of the most powerful late game classes in the game, even stronger than... Yeah, he's stronger than anything you can get late game. Alright, so ichbinmiah decides to go to the Earth Cape, which is the safest choice. Yes. It is the safest choice. He could have went to Ordeals or Ice Cape, mostly Ice Cape. And, if he would have went to Ice Cape, he would be risking not getting anything and just falling behind. So if he doesn't get anything in the Earth Cape here, and by anything I mean the floater, he's gonna have to either choose Ordeals or Ice Cape. And I would, like, at this point, if ichbinmiah doesn't find the floater in the Earth Cape or the Crown, I would go to Ordeal since it's so close. Oh yeah, solo black build is stronger than Warmech, unless Warmech has stun hit or something stupid like that, and he just keeps stunning you to death, or you don't have a ribbon and he banes you or cracks you. Like, yeah, the only way that a solo black belt can die is Sea Shrine Ghosts or Waters not having a ribbon and getting, like, cracked or baned or death hit or stone hit. So there's a considerable amount of ways that the solo black belt can die. But you usually don't see death or stone touch being a huge factor in a run. Usually ghosts and waters are more threatening than death and stone hit, or more prevalent in a run. Purity deciding to still power up the black belt. I would probably go like right now, like now. No, yeah, I think Purity over-leveled a bit. In my opinion, I think he should have went at level 32. Yeah, level 32 should have been a good way to go, unless he's planning to resurrect his entire party. Yeah. Yeah, he must be planning to resurrect his entire party and not having to level up on anything. Because one of the strategies is not over-level your black belt, like go at a safe level. If you're solo 30, 32, and then level up with some Gur Sharks or some sentries in the floating castle. Or maybe some Naochos in the floating castle too, on the Warmech bridge. So there's a lot of places where you can still grind some levels, but yeah, I'm fairly certain that Purity is gonna resurrect his entire party and just go. Yeah, so like I said, it all depends on how decides to play. If he doesn't die and can maintain that middle game lead, if they both get to the late game, like Temple of Fiends, is what I mean by late game, Purity's gonna win because he's not gonna die unless there's Stone or Death Hit. And even then, he's gonna have his 4 party members, so yeah. Alright, let's see what we got in the Earth Cape. We got the Power Staff and 26,000 gold. We don't need gold anymore. Yeah, and Purity finally decides to go to Kari. We can expect a one-shot for Kari here. That should be a one-shot. I expect no less. Yep. Yeah, so I wonder if Purity is gonna try and go to Ice Cape. I would not recommend that. After doing the solo black belt power leveling, I would play it safe and go to Earth Cape, just like Mia did. Alright, sounds good, DD Gamings. Let me know if I need to refresh or do something to sync up. Sorry about the delay. I don't know what I can do to fix it, but we're gonna have to bear a little bit with that. Mia fighting another Earth. That should last Moon. I probably Mia decided to go without power leveling because he found an early Moss Moon, and there's the floater. So going to Earth Cave was the best choice with an Aegis Shield, which is useless for them. But yeah, you got the floater, so I wonder if Mia is going to decide to turn that floater in and check the Cardia Islands before going deeper into Earth Cape. Probably not, because if he was deciding to turn in the floater early, he would have used Warp already. So he's gonna go and finish Earth Cape, being already there. That's a good choice. I mean, the time it takes you to walk back all the way to the ship and to go all the way back to the floater desert area is gonna take a little bit too long. He finds a ribbon. That's pretty good. Gives it to his white mage. That's a good choice because his white mage is, I think, the only one who can resurrect people. If he had an overpowered black belt, I would probably give it to the black belt, but since he doesn't, white mage is the best choice. Purity also deciding to go to Earth Cape. That's really good. He is not gonna fall behind. It's not gonna fall behind. Ruru! We got some wolves in the Earth Cave. There's a lot of Rurus here. The record for the Rurus are like 5 or 6 in the Earth Cape here. Or 7, I can't remember. Let's see if we got some world record Rurus today. Purity is starting to pick up wall. That's a really good choice because if you don't get a lot of ribbons, you still have wall to defend against anything that the fiends might throw at you. Like a lot of people undervalue how strong wall can be. What's with the Ruru? That's like that's the wolves. Like for example, if you encounter a dog or a dog barking or a wolf, you go Ruru, or they go Ruru, and that's the whole thing. It's like a running gag right now, along with the Tyros. So anytime we get some wolves, we're gonna Ruru. And speaking of that, we got some wolves on ichbinmiah's side. And some more Rurus! Alright, as you can see, Purity is catching up to Mia. Catching up to Mia is going to depend on how fast he can run away from the battles and how many encounters he gets compared to Mia. Also, the back attacks are really influential. If you get a lot of back attacks with a large group of enemies, for example, like a lot of shadows, a lot of undead in the Earth Cape, those a lot of wizard fights that you have to fight. Those are very little things that can make you catch up to your opponent. So it's not only like how fast you go, it's how the game decides to treat you in the encounters that makes you gain or lose time. Purity about to head back into the giant cape. He gets an unrunnable shadow encounter, but they're running away. Yeah, so that saves a lot of time. That's another thing. If it were ichbinmiah's party getting that shadow encounter, those shadows would have attacked him. And he would have had to spend a lot of time having to go through all those shadow attacks and then trying to run away, while Purity just made all those shadows run, saving some precious time. We always kill the Rurus! So, while we wait for these players to get to their respective points, which is ichbinmiah getting to Lich, and Purity checking all these chests, let's follow our runners, because, like I said, this is potentially one of these two players' last match. There is no best of 3 here. Whoever loses is out. Whoever wins moves on. And yeah, it seems Purity doesn't know that is, or you can go around that forced earth encounter, but that doesn't matter since he can just punch his way through anything that happens to come across him. I didn't see what Mia got on those chests. I don't think he had anything fairly important. So Purity, in my opinion, seems to be catching up little by little by being able to run, either make those enemies run away, or just punching things through. For example, the Earths. Purity is gonna have a few seconds to save just punching that thing and just moving on, as Mia sometimes gets to 2 round those Earths, depending on how much damage the Masmoon does. Purity finds the ribbon. He's probably going to give it to the black belt. Yes, indeed. I called it. Roars! Some world record wolves for ichbinmiah. So yeah, like I said, Purity equips the ribbon on his powered up black belt, which is the best choice. Let's see if we get the slab or a crown here. ichbinmiah deciding to step on that forced encounter tile on that chest. Maybe that was a mistake. Those bats sometimes push you into the chest. Like, for example, you're going left, and then a bat goes on your path, and then if you have to move up or down, you move up or down one tile before because that bat just blocked you, and you step on one of those dumb encounters, and that is really frustrating. Purity finding the floater, he's gotta be really happy about that. I don't know if he was debating to go to Ice Cape or not, but that is the best choice he could have done going to Earth Cape, so he must be feeling pretty happy. he is really not that far behind. So ichbinmiah is going to have trouble if this lead is this close, heading into a Temple of Fiends. Oh yeah, I am. Oh, by the way, chat, I am pro Team Tyro. Save the Tyros. So right now, we are all save Team Tyro. Kappa. No, I am save Team Tyro. Got some wizards for Purity, unrunnable. They're probably gonna run away. I expect the wizard to run away. Yes, they do. So that's what I'm talking about. Purity is saving so much time making those enemies run away. You don't have to go through the length of their attacks. You don't have to go to the animation of your attacks to get through that battle. So that's how Purity is slowly but surely catching up to Mia. If Purity doesn't do any mistakes, he's going to close the gap, going into, I assume, either bottom floor on Sea Shrine or early Mirage Tower. If this keeps going the way it is, they're gonna be probably neck and neck by that point. I may be way off, but I kind of think that might be the case. Alright, so ichbinmiah finishing up Lich, has 2 orbs, has the floater. He's gonna probably turn in the floater, check the Cardia Islands, and if there's nothing there, go to Waterfall and Sea Shrine. All the wolves run away except one. There's the other one. All those Rurus got saved. Another thing that I want to add is that I've noticed that a good strategy is sometimes before going to Cardia Islands, you go to, especially if you have an early slab, you can go to Waterfall, get the cube, and then go back out, check the Cardia Islands, and go straight into Mirage Tower. So that's another option instead of going to Sea Shrine, because in my opinion, getting the treasure chest in Mirage Tower is a lot faster than getting the ones in the Mermaid area in the Sea Shrine and bottom side, Sea Shrine before Kraken. And it's probably a lot safer because you don't have to worry about ghosts. Oh, Purity gets saved. And what I mean by Purity getting saved is because that bat that was in that last corridor sometimes goes into that corridor and he just blocks you forever. And if you don't have warp, you have to run all the way back to the stairs and go back in. That is a huge risk. Not risk, but a huge time loss if that bat decides to block that corridor. And that bat was fairly close to doing it. It seems fine now. Nice. Thank you for that, DD Gamings. Let me know if I need to do anything. Alright, Purity deciding to check the same chests in case there's a crown or slab there. While ichbinmiah going straight to turn in the floater. Like, Purity is doing really good. I mean, if Purity loses, it's just because the decision not to do the grind on Mia's part, if everything goes well for him. So whoever loses, they played like really well. I mean, I would not say that they lost because they're underskilled. They're doing really good. All right, I'll let you know when Purity starts the Lich fight after talking to the orb. I'll let you know then. Right now, he is about to check the last chests on the earth floor. On the bottom floor, I mean. Mia deciding to check some few spells. Nothing useful on level 7. Yeah, nothing useful on level 7 for white and black magic. I mean level 8, not level 7. Alright, let's see. Buying a few heal potions, that's really good before going into Sea Shrine, because Sea Shrine is dangerous. That place is always bad. Gonna get the Oxy Ale. And Purity just is fighting Lich. He just talked to Lich. So let's see if I'm synced up. Lich uses Ice 2. It's not a threat because of that black belt. And yeah, he makes quick work of Lich. And Purity gets into an Arachnid encounter. And Purity just went outside Earthcape. Alright, nice. Good show, DD Gamings. Let's give some love to DD Gamings for his awesome tracking and fixing my delay, or the delay on the stream for Purity. We got some runaway for Purity on those wolves. Some shadows. Mia deciding to check the Karya Islands. I do not blame him for that. That's always a good place to go if you don't have the slab or crown yet. Now, I wonder if Marsh Cape or Deals is going to have the crown or slab. Heal potion for Mia. White shirt. White shirt is always good, especially if you're not over-leveled. The white shirt is going to give you that much needed evasion stat for the Kraken 2 fight mostly. It's going to give you good evasion if you find a lot of waters or a lot of ghosts. But mostly it's going to work out for Kraken, Chaos, and maybe even Tiamat. But not so much Tiamat. Tiamat is more, I'm going to use spells on you forever and ever. More than physically attacking. Especially in round 1 flags. Purity decided to go buy some gold bracelets. I would probably not do that because the black belt is just going to destroy everything anyways. Yeah. That might be a small time loss. Or it might pay off. It might pay off. But having such a high level black belt, I would probably not worry about armor for my rest of the party members. Especially now that the black belt has a ribbon. I don't see a reason to waste some valuable time on picking up. But as we can see, Mia is also getting. I mean, oh no, I was mistaken. Mia was the one getting some armor. Now Purity is getting the armor. I got the two streams mixed up. Kappa. All right, so now Purity is picking up the things, not Mia. So they both went to pick up armor. So I guess that's okay. ichbinmiah deciding to go to Onrak now. Probably gonna go into Waterfall first. I would kill that Naocho. They are really good experience, and there's just one of them. Especially with a Moss Moon Black Belt punching combo. Purity deciding to go back into Elfland. Let's see if you... Yeah. Yeah, that was my bad, DD Gamings. I got the two streams mixed up. But yeah, Purity decided to go back in to check the chops. I think he should go. I think he should just go. like just book it to Sea Shrine. He really doesn't need to go into who's what's it into those magic shops anymore. ichbinmiah going into the waterfall. Let's see if we get another out of bounds bat appearance. Out of bounds bat is a regular in this randomizer. Purity picking up the white shirt. The white shirt is not that required or not as beneficial for Purity as it is for Mia because of that strong black belt. If he was going solo, then yeah, that white shirt would be really good against those ghosts and waters, and probably no, not the fiends, because he's just gonna one punch them to death, or two punch them in the case of chaos. Maybe three punch them in the case of Tiamat, because Tiamat always rolls really high either evasion or armor. Alright, Big Mia picking up a heal helmet. Got some gold. Got a wooden staff. Decides to reset. Good choice. ichbinmiah deciding to fight that large group of mummies and birdos. It's also a good choice because ichbinmiah needs to be fairly decently leveled. Like I would guess 23 to 25 or more when heading into the Temple of Fiends. Since it's round 1 flags, I expect both of them to do the manipulation on the Temple of Fiends. Maybe not so much for Purity. I mean, it saves time, yes, if you're going with 4 party members. And it's a lot more important for Mia to get more levels for his mages to be able to survive a nuke from Lich. And ichbinmiah gets the tail. What's that gonna benefit him? I mean, he already has good spells. Maybe if he needs nuke or fade. No, he already has fade, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I mean, the tail is good to have, but it's not really required because you have so many good things right now. You also don't have for example, a fighter who can use high-level armor, or a thief that's going to benefit from an ice armor or a flame shield when class changing. So yeah, the tail is not a big deal right now for both of them. It's a bigger deal for Mia, of course, than Purity, but I don't see it being a factor in this race. I would probably fight some Gersharks down here to get a few more levels, unless Mia has already planned out what he's going to fight later on. Or if he's deciding not to level up as much and just get that that time save, not having to level up. Interesting routing for Mia too. He decides to get the lower right chest and then go all the way to the lower left first floor, which I think is more time consuming than just checking the lower right one, going up and going to the mermaids, and then just warping out and then going back down left and going down to Kraken. Got some ghosts on Mia's side. He should be fine since he has 4 party members. Plus harm 4. Purity gets the tail and the cube. I would not recommend Purity to go class change. I would recommend that he goes straight to Sea Shrine and just not class change. I would not like to see me Purity class change. Purity does not need to class change. That black belt is more than enough to just beat everything. Like, you need all those valuable seconds to save on Purity's side because of that grind. There's been a lot of races that's come down to seconds, even like a minute or two. And all these little decisions, you think that they're not gonna matter, but they really do. And we got some sea hacks or Sahaks or however you want to call them. Like I used to call them on the last race, some fishmen with arms. Red and goldish green color. Both of them getting some fishmen. ichbinmiah is level 18. That's not a bad level. I would assume that he's gonna get like 20 down here or 20 in the Mirage Tower. Maybe 21, 22. He finds a gold bracelet, opal gauntlet that he does not... He's not able to use. Interesting. He's deciding to check... Oh, he has warp. He's gonna check those chests, warp back out, and go back in. Huh, interesting strat. I'd never thought of that. I always check the normal chests and I go down to the other ones. Huh. Pretty good. Purity is deciding to go straight down to Kraken. This might be a big turning point. If Mia gets the crown or the slab here, then Purity is gonna have to go back to Mermaids after he beats Kraken. If Purity gets the crown, he's gonna be able to get the choice of not checking the Mermaids and heading straight to the logged chests after getting the key. And it seems there's nothing in Mermaids, so this might be the game changer for Purity. This might allow Purity to catch back up or close that gap if he gets the crown and decides to go to get the key. But I'm pretty sure that even if Purity gets the crown or slab, he's still gonna check the mermaid area because there's just so many treasure chests. You just cannot just skip them like that. I don't think he did. I think he checked everything, Joey. He checked every chest except the ones in the previous floor. Runs away from that Gert Shark, no need to kill them. Mia deciding not to kill anything. These ghosts has to fight them. Should be no problem. 4 people alive. Should be fine. Really, really high HP black belt being able to take all those hits. But yeah, I don't think that Mia forgot to check a chest. Oh, and second ribbon for Purity. That's gonna help a lot. He's gonna give it to his white mage, most likely. I would give it to the white mage, since the white mage can resurrect. Gonna drop that silver helmet. And he's gonna give it... Yes, he is gonna give it to the white mage. Good choice. Good choice. So there's... Oh, there's the crown. Wow. Okay, so here, if... Oh, there's nothing in mermaids. So let's... I don't know if Purity is going to have the risky strats of not checking the mermaids and going straight to get the key. If he does get the key, then that might give him the win. I'm fairly certain that that's gonna give him the win if he doesn't die or something extremely terrible happens to him. But okay, the safest choice is to go back, check the mermaids, and possibly check the second floor before the mermaids. which Mia did not check the second floor before the mermaids. He just decided to go straight into mermaid area and check the chests that was near the stairs. That could also be a possibility, gentlemen. Joey, the slab could be in Marscape or Ordeals. We know that it's not in Mermaid, so there's a high chance that it's gonna be there. Now, the trolliest thing that could happen is the slab being in the locked door in Sea Shrine. Because there's one locked door, locked room in Sea Shrine that you cannot get to without the key. And usually when you get the crown in the Sea Shrine, you don't go back to Sea Shrine until you check everything else. I don't think that the probability is going to be that. I really think that a slab is going to be in a locked area. Purity deciding to forego the mermaids. Wow. That is a really ballsy strat, which is going to pay off. It's going to pay off. I'm pretty sure he's going to find something. Maybe. Kappa. But wow, Purity making all the correct decisions right now. I think Purity knows that he has to take these risks if he wants to win, especially after leveling that black belt so much. Like speaking objectively, not biased at all. Like from my experience, seeing these players running randomizer races against them, I think ichbinmiah has a superior skill level than Purity has on this randomizer, so I consider Purity to be the underdog here. So I am glad that Purity is deciding to just go all out on the strategies for his potential last race. Because if he loses, then that's it for him. So I really commend Purity for taking these risky strats, and I also commend Mia for not doing the the black belt grind and just deciding to go, which saves a lot of time. It does save a lot of time. So considering these, there's the slab. Wow. I mean, I called it. I called slab in some locked chest. So Purity is in go mode right now. He is 100% in go mode, and he is taking full advantage of that. Deciding to head straight into the class change. I would not do that, but he has a huge lead. And there is Mia with the crown. So, well, Purity doesn't know that he's ahead, so he's probably trying to play it safe. Probably gonna go straight to turn in the what? Oh, he's deciding to check magic shops. I would not check magic shops. He gets life 2. That's a good choice, I guess. He needs his white mage to be level 21 or 22, I think, to get one charge of white level 7. Oh no! Purity decided to kill the Tyro! Oh, I believed in you, Purity. I believed in you. Can we get some Bible thumbs for our fallen comrade Tyro? Bible thumbs in chat, please, for those on team Save the Tyro. Please, Plox. Alright, Purity deciding to turn in the slab while ichbinmiah getting some lobster encounters. Lobster encounters are very, very dangerous because, as you can see, they hit really, really hard, especially if they back attack you. He's still gonna be fine because he has 4 party members. If he was solo black belt, that might be a little bit dangerous, but he is not. He has his full friends there with him, not dragging any corpses. Purity deciding to pick up a few level 6 spells, which is Nuke, which is okay. Not needed because his black belt is more than enough to destroy everything. I'm pretty sure that he's not going to be able to... I mean, the value of Nuke goes extremely down in the Temple of Fiends unless you get unrunnable encounters like Waters or... Who'll see what's its... Gas Dragons or something big like that. When you have an overpowered black belt. Yeah, this is Purity's race to lose if he decides to die somewhere. Well, not decide. If the game decides, you know what, I'm not gonna give you this win. Kappa. ichbinmiah can still win this if he gets a better Temple of Fiends than Purity, which is very hard to do. This is what I'm saying. The solo black belt grind, its only weakness is mid game. Oh, he's gonna kill another Tyrell. I am done. I am done. Kappa. That's 2 Tyrells down. Slowly, the Tyrells are being driven to extinction. We are gonna have an overpopulation of Ankylos soon. Tyrells are the only things keeping the Ankylos at bay. But yeah, as I was saying, the one weak point of the black belt power grind is the mid game, where if you have a really bad mid game, you're gonna fall behind hard. And the strongest point of the solo black belt is the end game, because you are not going to suffer in the Temple of Fiends a bit. Especially on the Fiends, that black belt is not going to have any problem on them, whereas ichbinmiah is going to probably take a few rounds to beat the Fiends, possibly even die if he gets nuked really hard. Like really, really hard. Like 400 damage hard. Or 398 damage hard. Oh yeah, Purity should be in full go mode. I don't see Purity needing to stop to get any chests, not even ribbons. The only ribbon that he needs is on the black belt, that's it. He has an extra ribbon on the white mage, which guarantees the win even more. Death Touch carry has Death Touch and kills the black belt. Since Purity picked up Nuke and Fade, he can still win the fight. I guess that's a plus on getting the Nuke and Fade spells. If in case that does happen where Purity's black belt gets Stone Touched or Death Touched, or Bane or cracked through the ribbon, he still has a good number of Nuke and Fades to kill whatever fiend he's on. Except if it's Chaos, because Chaos has a ton of HP. Tiamat might also survive a lot of nukes because the red mages don't have a lot of charges like a black mage would. But Nuke and Fate are in different slots. So that makes the red mages kinda like a black mage in terms of damage potential. That's what I'm saying. If you get Nuke and Fate on different slots for a red mage, it's like having 2 mages in one. It's like he has 5 mages right now. ichbinmiah finding the slab. He is now in go mode 2. Little does he know that Purity already did the already did all that. So he has 3 fate charges. If he decides to keep them by not using heal 3 or life 2. That's another thing. Fate is also shared with life 2 and heal 3, so he technically doesn't have all those fate charges. Yeah, that Naocho, good experience, but not needed anymore. Ichbinmiah is, I mean, both of these players did everything right. The biggest decision was Purity deciding not to check mermaids and just head straight into getting the key. Yeah, it's really hard to get a war mech in round 1 flagged because there's no randomized enemy table. All of the enemies that you're gonna find, the order of the enemies are gonna be the same as if you were playing vanilla. 3 Tyro decks, no! And those Tyros, I can't stand watching those Tyros die. Kappa! And Purity is gonna go beat the game. Like, now you're gonna see the power of the black belt. Which is the big difference from ichbinmiah's party. Yeah. Unless something incredibly terrible happens to Purity, I don't see him losing. He is going to decide to do... Yep, he's going to do the manipulation. The RNG. Which is a good choice. Because you don't know... If you're neck and neck, that manipulation might be the difference between winning and losing. It's not the case this time, but it could be. I mean, I don't want to see either of these players lose. I really don't. But there's gotta be a winner and there's gotta be a loser in everything. So, before this is over, we're gonna do a little runner advertisement. Show some love for our runners. This is potentially gonna be either of these players' last race in this tournament. Put on a great show. So let's drop some love for them. This is not a best of 3. This is you will either win or and it's over. Purity getting that Chimera and Chimera encounter required to not get those nasty gas dragons. Yeah, what he's doing, Secret Lady, is that in this area, in the Temple of Fiends, there is a bunch of unrunnable encounters. You have worms, you have gas dragons, you have zombie dragons, you have frost giants with some frost rules, and you also have water encounters which are unrunnable. You get that rare iron golem which is also unrunnable. So there's a lot of unrunnable encounters that make you lose a lot of time, and they are very, very dangerous. So what Purity is doing is that he is manipulating the encounter table So he gets a specific number of enemies which he can run from, which are also not as dangerous as the unrunnable encounters. For ichbinmiah, some frost Rurus. And yeah, that's what he's doing. He is manipulating the encounters so he gets the safest ones and the more possible number of runnable encounters. Now keep in mind that this is only for these round 1 flags. For round 2 and on, this cannot be done. It can be done, but it's not going to produce the same results because you don't know what you're going to get for enemies. We have no idea what we're going to get for enemies or which order we're going to get the enemy in round 2 and on. Purity's deciding to do the Stone the Mages strat, which is great, yeah. I'm pretty sure that the Red Mages or Red Wizards can now have life. And yeah, the White Mage is going to risk getting nuked and dying. So Purity is playing it really safe, like 1000% safe. I would probably just go because the black belt's just gonna destroy everything. That doesn't matter what you get. If you get a lot of waters, which he shouldn't because he did the manipulation, he should be fine with the white shirt. Oh, and ichbinmiah decides to run from the Tyros. Yes! Mia, you are the winner in my heart, good sir. Save those Tyros. For every Tyro kill, 2 more will take its place. You will never destroy the Tyro Empire. Alright, Purity getting the required fire encounter, which is unrunnable. Oh yeah, after all those enemies that I mentioned that were unrunnable, I forgot to add fires and earths. Kappa. Yeah, Purity did no mistakes whatsoever. What gave him the huge lead was not going into mermaids and deciding to head straight to get the key. That's the biggest, like that's the turning point. Purity not going to the mermaid area and ichbinmiah full clearing or 90% clearing Sea Shrine. Why no game sound? I do not know, Mr. Kelly R. Fluin. That's a really good name. I'm gonna drop a Kevin Turtle for your name. Mr. Kelly R. Fluin. Usually the game sound is low because of the commentary. Like, it doesn't want to overpower the commentary. Okay, I had my mic muted there. Kappa, Kappa! As I was saying, Purity in the water floor, usually one of the most dangerous floors. But not this time, because he did the manipulation. Cure 4 is going to bring his black belt up to speed. I mean, his red mage up to speed. This should be no problem. I don't think he should prepare. He should just punch with the black belt. Now look at this. See, I mean, all he needs to do is punch. There's no reason to cast fast. There's no reason to cast, white shirt or anything, because this is the power of the black belt late game. If you don't get a considerable lead, like I said, in the mid game, the overpowered black belt is going to beat you late game. In this specific case, if the opponent doesn't do the power grind. Now, you might think that doing the power grind is the only strat that everybody should be doing. If you can do it, yes, that is a good strat. It's risky. Like I said, it falls. It is beaten by a good mid game. No power leveling mid game. It is also beaten by Agamas with something really stupid like Bane or Crack or Stun Hit or Death Hit or Stone Hit, which we're probably gonna see in round 2 and 3 and 4 and on. Like, doing the solo black belt strat gets so much more difficult to do because of enemies early game get considerably more dangerous than round 1 and 2 flags. Round 2, you can get a few enemies that might be dangerous with the spell shuffling. They might not be that dangerous because scripts are not shuffled, only spells. But when we get to round 3 and on, you guys are going to see just how dangerous going solo black belt is, especially early game. It might not even be a viable strat in some seeds. So yeah, you might think that this is the best strat to go. It is for round 1 flags, yes. Possibly round 2, but not round 3 and on. Tiamat goes down, gets to Chaos, casts Temper, and we're probably going to see a 1 or 2 round. Now that he has Fast, this is going to be a 1 round. And that's it. Purity is our winner. Moves on to the next round of the lower bracket, and who's he? What's it? ichbinmiah is now on. It's out of the tournament actually. So we'll do a celebratory for Purity, the last one of the race. Let's follow our runners, everyone. They both put on a really good show. Let's see if we can get Purity in the chat. I mean, not the the chat and the Discord to see some of his thought process, especially going to get the key instead of going to check the mermaids. I want to see if he also thought that his only chance was to take the risk and go turn in the key. G for Purity. There is Purity Akiri. We are going to drag him in the room. And hello, Purity. Grats.
Oh my god, that felt good.
Ruru. I did a celebratory Ruru for you.
Ruru.
Room and hello. All right. Purity, grats. Ruru. Good show. Good show.
Thanks. That was a PB for me.
By the way, you have echo, so mute your sound and just put the Discord sound.
Why am I echoing? All right, one second.
All right, I think we are good. Yeah, I think we are good now.
That's strange. I shouldn't be echoing with that setup. But Discord's codec is weird. All right. Yeah, I'm good now.
All right, good show, Purity. How did you feel during that entire race?
On fire. I had the shakes going into carry and coming out of there, and you saw with some bad menus and some mistakes there because I knew just from my splits that this seed was free and I was flying.
Yeah,
And I didn't know how far ahead I was. I had a really strong feeling I had a good lead, but I didn't know how much.
Let me tell you that you were behind in the after double. Well, during the volcano because of your power leveling. But
I knew that much.
yeah, one interesting thing that I wanted to ask is Jose, what's it? Were you scared when you got blazed in the face by that red dragon?
No, because I had life and cure for it.
All right, that was an interesting choice. I thought that you were not going to power level after going to check that chest with the red dragon, but you went back and did the Agamas.
I wanted to check Red Dragon with my party because the Red Dragon's attack was the one attack I did not check. If I went to it with a solo black belt level 42, he had Touch of Death, slap, dead, I'm out of the race.
Indeed, that was a risk to take, but it paid off.
And since I already lost one race in a tournament to Death Touch carry, or was it a practice? I figure I got my Death Touch carry out of the way already, so I didn't really worry about Death Touch carry.
Yeah, you actually did all the right moves. I mean, it played flawlessly. The standard, and nothing went wrong for.
Nothing really went wrong. Just menu mistakes, time loss, going towards Leafane before translating the slab. There were a lot of tiny little things that added up to that not being the sub 130 I was really hoping for. When I had that volcano split, or not the volcano, sorry, when I had the Kraken split, I'm like, oh my god, I'm back on sub 130 pace. Can I do this? But I just made too many tiny mistakes.
I think something that I was commenting on is that you took the time to buy armor for your mages and a few more spells, which I consider that you didn't need to because the power of the black belt, like late game, is just that.
That's part of the that's part of the mistake was stopping to get nuke. The only spell I should have stopped to get was Life 2. Armor for the mages was again just insurance that I wanted at least one life spell to stay alive. Life 2, I feel like in TOFR, if you get a bad roll, Life 2 can save you time casting a second spell as well. And Gaia's on the way.
Yeah, there was always a possibility that Temple of Fiends might have had something stupid and
you
might have died.
For all I know, I didn't know there were secretly Death Touch fires.
Yeah, that might have been a thing, but nothing was incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, whatever it was, I didn't find it.
So where do you think that you turned the tables on the lead that ichbinmiah had? Because he didn't power level, so that's how he was in the lead in the volcano.
That's why. In round 1 flags, I have found that belt strats beat hat strats. And by hat strats, I mean relying on your mages, relying on temper, relying on fast, maybe using a fighter, and just going very quickly and trying to finish with relatively low levels, maybe between 16 and 25. You'll see me do that in the second round, because I feel like when skills are shuffled, it's a whole different ball game when it comes to safely grinding a black belt. It's just too safe in round 1 to not do.
Yeah, round 2 flags, you can also do that. There's a small risk if some enemies have some spells. Usually you can also do the same strat in round 2, but it could
It's risky because the big reason I feel it's risky is because of the Agamas themselves, which are the only thing on the theoretically best path to grind. Heat is a really weak spell, whereas everything else they could possibly roll can screw you. Like, there's like, out of, I believe it was 64 skill slots, there are like 9 things they could roll that don't screw you.
Yeah, that is true. Another thing is that I was wondering, were you tempted to go to Ice Cape instead of Earth Cape? Because going to Earth Cape was the correct choice.
I was tempted, but when I had the ruby, I always follow the logic. Same as I've learned from running Zelda. Follow the logic, and when the logic gives you the ruby, I actually expected the floater to be past the vampire, not right before it. That was a little bit strange. I was totally prepared to go to... Actually, I was not going to go to Ice Cave after Earth. I was actually going to go to Ordeals after that, because it's a little bit faster to get there with the ship than it is to get the Ice Cave from Earth, and it's faster to clear it.
Yeah.
And then, had I found nothing in Earth and Ordeals, obviously I would have gone to Ice Cave.
Ordeals would have been the better choice, the fastest choice, but you did get the floater in the Earth Cave. And what else? Let me tell you that I thought that Mia was going to win because he had the lead up until Sea Shrine. The thing that gave you the lead was not going into the mermaid area. And
really?
decided to... Yeah, that's what gave you the lead.
I did peek in on Mia when I got done. Just after I finished on Chaos, and I saw him going into Tiamat. Mermaids doesn't take that long. I feel like the Black Belt did give me more lead to run with, especially in TOFR.
Like I was saying, one of the weakness of the Black Belt solo strat is that mid-game, it's not that fast in the mid-game. Yeah, and so if your opponent doesn't do the grind and maintains or gets a really good lead mid game, he's gonna win, unless he dies in the Temple of Fiends. But if you get on par with him or close to him, then your solo black belt is going to be much stronger in the Temple of Fiends than his 4-party.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that gave you more time save. But the biggest thing was not checking the mermaids, and that's probably what made it.
Again, came down to follow the logic. As soon as I saw Crown, I knew I was not going to check the mermaids. I know going back to mermaids by just save scumming the encounters and going back up the river is about 45 seconds or so, plus flying there is about a minute and a half gambled. I will gamble a minute and a half to follow the logic and save going down to mermaids and dealing with all those encounters.
Yeah,
I feel like the other thing that the Black Belt really does, and this is what really paid off in Earth Cave, I feel like a lot of my catch-up time when I started to catch up to Mia towards the Sea Shrine was encounters running away from me in Earth Cave, because that saved me a ton of time. That was a gold split, and that was something like an 8-minute Earth Cave. It was crazy fast.
Yeah, what's another thing that I was talking about? Your overpowered Black Belt made a lot of those enemies run away, especially and shadows. And you were slowly catching up. You were very slowly catching up, but after Sea Shrine, then that was the biggest thing. If Slab would have been in Mermaids, then you probably would have lost.
That's possible, yeah. Slab being in Mermaids would have set me back about 7 minutes. I'm curious what Mia's... Did Mia... No, he didn't forfeit. He is finishing out. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. He's on Kraken.
He's on Kraken, yep.
Okay. 142. No, I still would have had him. Mermaids and out from out there with exit would have been maybe 8 minutes. I think I still would have had him. It would have been real close, though.
It would have been real close. The thing would have been Temple of Fiends, I guess. Who was
faster. Exactly. I would have
made up. Been fast. Yeah.
I would have made up the time in Temple of Fiends. I also made up a lot of time in Sky. Just from what I could guess. Because my Sky Castle was just crazy fast. That was another gold split for me.
So what exactly are you planning on changing for your first round 2, or your only round 2 race? Because it's not a best of 3.
Fighter.
Fighter instead of black belt?
Yep, kicking the black belt. My round 2 PB is pretty close to my round 1 PB, but I run the hat strats. I will not power level. You will see something like a level 19 fighter drop Chaos with hopefully a Maspian. Please give me a Maspian game.
It usually does. All the seeds have had mass immune. Well, most of them have had mass immune fairly early or fairly easy.
Free Masmune seemed to be all over the place. Like, that was 2 free ribbons, free Masmune. I was actually really scared when I was power leveling. I was really tempted to stop at 32. I'm glad I didn't. 40 saved me so much time in the Earth Cave, it was worth it. I was really scared because I did not know what Mia's party was. If Mia went fighter red, red, white, he would have smoked me.
Probably not. It would have been probably the same because the red mage was doing like almost fighter level damage on the enemies.
The big difference is with the Masmune, the fighter gets his 5th hit at level 21, whereas the red mage gets that 5th hit at level 34. And that makes fighter with a Masmune at, like, he can start one-shotting bosses at level 21. You never need levels. You can just stand on the gas from there. And you're clearing stuff almost as quickly as my solo black belt.
You know what? You're right. I have to pay attention to a level 21 fighter with Masmune first rounds.
Level 21 fighter with Masmune destroys the earth, and Fast was free and Temper was free. I did not need that leveled black belt. I was honestly somewhat tempted to stop at 23, put the Masmune on the black belt, fast him up, and go to town. I'm not sure whether that would have been faster or not. I didn't have the good spells, so I was figuring not.
That would have been faster if you would have survived Kari. Kari has a huge chance to kill you if you're solo black belt up to 25. That's why I do double black belt, to ensure that Kari doesn't kill me.
That's part of it. What I would have done if I wanted to keep the Masmune on in solo was I would have left the white mage alive, taken the black belt and the white mage to 23, cast life, raised both the red mages, and put them in the front for a blade of idiots.
Okay, then that would have been a good strat. You have insurance, and you're decently leveled to kill Kari.
And as I was grinding, I was just running both of them back and forth in my head, thinking about all kinds of different time possibilities. What would be stronger if I had to go to Ice Cave? What would be stronger coming out of where? And I realized if I had to go to Ordeals, if I had to go to Ice Cave, basically the longer the run stretches out, the more that black belt pays off. So I figured, let's gamble on having to take a long run and grind.
I thought that you were going to end at like 32, 33, which is 32 is the power spike of the black belt for 8 hits, I think.
Yeah, and 32 is the power spike. 40 is a really interesting power spike because shadows from a level 40 black belt on level 1 flags will always have that 3 in 256 chance to not run. That's something Edgeworth taught me, is level 40 is the breakpoint for everything in the south running from you.
Yeah, going to the higher late 30s, your black belt, I was questioning that, but it paid off. It did pay off.
It also saved me a turn in a few fights, which when you're talking about stuff that takes time with AoE spells and screwing around with stuff like Chaos and Tiamat 2, which could cast Bane and waste time resurrecting red mages or whatever, hitting that level 42 off of Tiamat 1 and saving me, I think overall that saved me 5 turns from Tiamat 1 to TOFR, and I really can't stress how important having those extra 5 turns can be.
Yeah, they're pretty important.
Because it's time wasted having to res people if a red mage gets a crack and whacking or Tiamat decides to bane you. Also, there's always getting baned through a ribbon. And minimizing that chance with 42 is good too.
Yeah, as we can see, ichbinmiah, he's having a little bit of trouble with Chaos, and Chaos just casts fast.
Wait, Chaos got to fast? He's past Cure 4. Oh boy.
Yeah, Chaos got his fast on himself.
Because fast comes after Cure 4. That Mia's in big trouble.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Late game solo black belt is going to be superior to lower party
Absolutely.
lower level, but the mid game,
Absolutely. Yeah.
if if every if everything goes well for the mid game for your opponent, then that's GG for you.
Yeah, you're screwed. Yeah, that's what Artie has always taught me. Artie is, in my opinion, the master of hat strats, and Edgeworth has the best PB with the black belt, and those guys taught me a lot in the last 2 weeks.
Mia just wiped on the on Chaos.
Oh,
Got
nuke!
cracked to death,
Nuke!
and that's a forfeit. Aw.
Oh,
Can we get some Bible thumbs in the chat, please?
everybody gets a Bible thumps in here. Rip Mia. I can't even Bible thump properly. I'm still high from that race.
You should be. Actually, what I was saying is that, well, I don't want anybody to lose, but I thought that you were the underdog because based on my racing against you guys and watching you guys race,
Yeah,
I did expect ichbinmiah to win.
I'll be honest. I've been practicing, and if you go by, I think if you go by SRL, Mia still has the faster average. But if I factor in my practice races in my live split, my PP and my average are faster. I felt like I could beat Mia. I actually felt really strong going into this. Thanks
Yeah.
for
Hey there, how y'all doing?
Sorry about that chaos.
Yo, Mia.
It's fine. Womp womp. It's fine. GG Purity. Good job.
Thank you. Really strong going GG.
Yeah. So, Mia, how did you feel during this whole race?
It's fine. You know, to be completely honest, I thought I was doing okay. I knew I had lost time, full clearing Earth, and I went up to see the mermaids before going in the other direction. So I knew that I had done a couple of things that maybe were not optimal from a routing perspective. But I mean, going into my chaos battle, this was a PB for me for a round 1 seed. So I felt good. I played about as good as I can with it.
You actually played flawlessly. You both played flawlessly. Actually, it all came down to that decision. You went to the mermaids, and Purity went down to Kraken, and he found the crown, and he went straight to get the key. He didn't check mermaids. That was the turning point. You were ahead after Volcano because you didn't grind, and Purity did the black belt up to level 38 or 40, I think.
You did what I was thinking of doing, which is, I guess, stick the Mazmune on the black belt until you hit that level 29 breakpoint, and then just stand on the gas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was really strongly thinking of doing that because with everything that got found in the first floor of the volcano, I'm like, oh god, I don't know what Mia's party is. If he's got a fighter, he's gonna blow my doors off. Do I go hat strats with a belt or do I just grind?
Yep, and I didn't have a fighter. I ended up putting the Mazmune on my red mage and just running. I figured that was probably my best chance at that point, was just to take it and try to get out into the lead as much as possible.
Yeah, just something to remember with that black belt and the fact that you did have fairly good red mage weapons with the double ice swords and whatnot, is that black belt is a lot stronger with a Mazmune than unarmed until level 32, and he scales like a fighter. He's got the 3 hits per level instead of the 2 of the red mage. You get a lot more out of him, I find anyway, with just keeping the Mazmune on the black belt and having 1 primary fighter, especially with 3 fast. Fast was
I ended up running through most everything, to be completely honest. I don't think I hit level 20 until I got to Sky Castle.
You went full Artie strat.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I was tempted. I was really tempted with how free that volcano was. The big thing there are 2 things that made my decision for me. One was the floater. If I had floater, I would have bailed at 23. I would have taken the 23 black belt with the Mazmune, which is where he gets his 5th hit, and I just would have gone. The other thing was ribbons. I didn't have any ribbons. I didn't have a floater. I had a feeling that this race was going to go long. maybe Ice Cave, maybe Ordeals, maybe both Floors of Sea Shrine, maybe clearing Sky even. And I figured the longer the race went, the better that high-level black belt does.
Yep, exactly, and that ended up turning out to be a pretty good bet. I mean, I didn't go to Ice Cave or Ordeals, but
yeah,
but the game went long, right? The slab was nowhere to be found, and the crown was nowhere to be found. So
yeah, I kind of gambled with that crown, but I figured follow the logic. The seed feels linear. The seed just felt linear with the ruby, with that crown in the sea shrine. It just one dungeon to one dungeon to one dungeon and go. And I was kind of lucky, but I figured you would do something similar. The only gamble was mermaids for me. Mermaids was a gamble for me.
Yeah, well, like I said, you both of you just played flawlessly. I don't consider going to mermaids a mistake. You guys did zero mistakes. It was just that gamble that Purity took by not checking mermaids.
The reason behind it is taking that river to go back to Onrak is like 45 seconds. Make it both ways, add flying time. It's maybe a minute and a half to go back to Onrak. Going down to mermaids, checking all the chests, going back up and walking through town is about 8 minutes. I figure I'll gamble a minute and a half to save 8.
All right. So, Purity, congratulations on moving.
Thanks.
Next round on the lower
I'm glad
bracket.
I got a win.
ichbinmiah, this is unfortunately the end for you. You put on a really good show, especially in this last race. You played flawlessly. It was just that small thing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, we both win because neither of us have to play round 1 seeds anymore. So
yeah,
so I'm super excited.
And he can still beat me in asshole percent.
All right,
After
guys.
I rage quit 2.5 hours in with no floater.
And me out, and GG to you too, Purity, and good. Thanks everybody for watching, and me out, and DDG, thanks for tracking and commentating. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. That was great. Thanks for the interview. Thanks for everything with this tournament. Keep up the good work.
All right, guys. So we are going to wrap this up. We have one more race, which is Sardia against myself. I hope everybody roots for me, not Sardia. Haha, Kappa. But yeah, we got one more race, round 2 flags, first race out of 3, and I will see you guys there. Woo!